So, good afternoon once again, and welcome to our third session in AI 900 Fundamentals. Today, we'll be looking at computer vision workloads, and this is a key part of the certification for those who are interested in doing the certification. We're going to explore how AI helps computers see and understand the world. Okay? So our goal is to grasp the different types of vision tasks and how Azure AI services makes them possible. So this directly aligns with the vision models in Microsoft Learn, the AI 900 course. Okay, so let's dive in. Okay, we're going to look at AI's ability to interpret visual information. Although this is not a real picture of myself, I did ask whether anybody does not know me. So if you were here last week, you would have seen my introduction. So I won't spend too much time, but I'm an IT consultant with over 25 years experience. I train data analysis and AI. Okay. So let's move on quickly. So, what is computer vision? So, computer vision is a field in AI that lets computers process and understand digital images and videos. Okay, it's not just about capturing the picture. Okay, it's about making sense of it. Okay, so the process goes from input, you input the video or the picture or image, and the computer or the system will analyze it, okay, try to understand it, just like how our brains interpret information when information comes, or we interpret what we see, okay, so there's an interpretation that goes on when we see a dog, yeah, as humans. So the same thing when the computer sees a picture of a dog, it will analyze it, try to understand it. Okay, so pictures are made of pixels, right? But the computer will bridge that gap between those raw pixels and meaningful, yeah, a meaningful interpretation or insight. Okay, so it's like a computer has eyes and has a brain, okay, to interpret pixels, yeah, through computer vision. So the first task that the computer uses or AI uses to identify images is called image classification. And the job of AI here is to categorize an entire image based on its main subject. Okay, so it can assign a label to an animal, for instance, whether it's a cat or a dog. Okay, so it assigns the label to the whole picture. Okay, so wherever the image is, the AI doesn't care about the location, but it cares about what the image is. Okay, so it's like with this classification, it's like sorting. Yeah. If you want to sort digital photos, for instance, yeah, there's a sorting that takes place. So yeah, there's a way that AI can group these pictures or group visual data into clear categories. So that's called image classification. Then we have another type that is called object detection. Okay, with object detection, not only does AI identify, but it also locates multiple objects within a single image. So as we see the image here, we have a car, we have a tree, two cars and a tree, right? So one image, but it has multiple objects in it. So what with object detection, AI puts boxes around each of these objects within the image. Okay, and with so in this particular case, it can tell their exact location and identify them. So puts those bounding boxes, okay, to pinpoint each item. Okay, so in this particular case, AI won't just say, oh, there's a car in the photo, okay, and there's a tree in the photo. It can see each of these objects. So you can see that there are two cars, okay, there are two cars in the photo. There's one tree in the photo. Okay, so this is object detection. It's actually detecting the object. So no matter how many objects there are in the image, it will locate them and be able to identify them. So where is this used in real life? One of the ways is a self-driving car. Okay, right, a self-driving car. So a self-driving car uses object detection. Okay, it's able to detect that, oh, there's something in the way, I should stop. There's something to my left, there's something to my right. Okay, if it wants to change a lane, then that means it has to see to the left, see to the right. So this kind of identification is called object detection, and bounding boxes are used to identify each object. So its capability, it can count, it can track. Okay, then there's a spatial analysis, basically being able to detect where, okay, that object is. Object detection. Then we have facial detection and analysis. Okay, so this is how the artificial intelligence can locate human faces within an image or video frame. So whether it's an image, whether it's a video, it can locate those faces. Okay, then with the analysis, it can estimate the attributes, like how old the person is, or the age range, the gender of the person, the emotional state of the person. Is the person happy? Is the person sad? Is the person crying? Okay. So, but then with this, there's some strict, okay, there's some strict ethical policies because it has to do with human beings. Okay. So there's privacy, there's consent. Have you taken permission from the person whose picture you're using? So that's a picture that you upload, right? Okay, respecting the privacy of the person as well. And also, the artificial intelligence also working to prevent bias. Okay, whether it's gender bias, whether it's racial bias, whether it's age bias. Okay. So that's facial detection and analysis. Okay, then we have OCR, which is text extraction. The full name for OCR is optical character recognition. Okay, and this is all about extracting text from images. Sometimes you upload an image, but that image has text in it. Okay. You can take a picture or a screenshot of something you've written down on the page of an exercise book and you upload it. Through OCR, AI is able to read what is written there, even though it's handwritten. Okay, so what it does is it reads it, whether it's printed, whether it's written, and then converts it into machine readable data. Okay, so it converts it. So basically, um, physical documents, whether handwritten or not, or, old books, receipts, street signs, yeah, AI is able to digitize them. Okay, so it's like with this, AI has the power to read anything you put in front of it. OCR, optical character recognition. Then we have Azure Image Services. Okay, this is another one, and in Azure, this is actually in Azure. Azure uses this. So this is for general image and video analysis. So it covers classification, which we looked at, and it covers object detection. Okay. Um, Now, we also have what we call document intelligence. So, document intelligence is more of a specialized task where we have like a form, okay? You have an invoice, and with document intelligence, AI is able to, or the Azure Vision Services is able to extract that structured data from the forms. Okay, so both Azure AI Vision and Document Intelligence, both of them work seamlessly or integrate seamlessly into other Azure services. Okay, so it's easy to build a powerful AI solution with these. Okay, so we have Azure AI Vision that analyzes images and videos for classification and detection. Then we have document intelligence. This extracts text from structured data in documents, okay, like forms, like invoices. It extracts the data. Both of these can integrate with other Azure services. So we know that Azure services are in the cloud. Okay, so there can be a seamless integration between these two and the other Azure services. So let's have a look at some real world scenarios. Okay, where do we see Azure Vision Services making a real impact? In retail, our automated checkout systems, yeah, here we have I'll give an example of things like vegetables and fruits, items that have to be weighed. Okay, they have to be weighed. Um, so our checkout system basically recognizes, just by scanning the item or weighing the item, it recognizes the actual product, whether it's a vegetable, whether it's a fruit, or whatever item needs to be weighed. So our Azure Vision services come in there. Okay. Then real-time inventory tracking on shelves. In some shops, they use these scanners. Okay. Buyers, they provide scanners to buyers, handheld scanners. So when the buyer takes an item, they just scan it. Okay, scan the item, and that removes that particular item from the inventory real time. Okay, so before they even get to the till get to the counter, it's already scanned. So that's in retail. In healthcare, it assists doctors by analyzing medical scans. Okay, so medical scans for early diagnosis of any diseases. In security, it monitors restricted areas to ensure safety and provide visual alerts. So like our CCTV cameras. But then also, even in some people in their homes have um, these vision services set up whereby wherever they are in the world, if somebody is at the door and rings the bell, they get an alert and they're able to see the person standing at the door. Okay, so all these are the vision services. So obviously, computer vision isn't just theoretical. It's actively transforming industries. So look at the sectors that we've looked at, various sectors where computer vision comes into play, and our Azure Vision Services, yes, handle that very well. So with all our AI, we can never, we should not forget responsible AI. Okay, we touched on it a bit earlier, but we'll still touch on it again. Okay, so data privacy. Okay, so we always have to ensure, or according to AI, that visual data is protected and used only for its intended purpose. Okay, when we're using an individual's pictures or anything, documents, whatever it is, we need to get explicit permission from the individual before we even scan or analyze. Okay, before we even scan or analyze. And AI usually reminds us of that. Yeah. Please ensure that you've gotten permission from whoever owns the picture. It would tell you anytime, even if you upload your own picture. Okay. So then there's bias. Okay. We always have to train the systems on diverse data to ensure fair treatment for everyone. So all this is part of what we call our responsible AI. Okay, there should be no bias whatsoever. Okay. Any questions so far? Because we've come to our activity. Any questions so far? Any questions? Joan, are you there?
It's the I see there are two Jones here. Is it my Joan?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I am. No, it's not your Joan. Thank you. Thank you, Joan. That answered.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, other Joan. Okay, Joan, please could you help me check in the chat? Are there any hands up? Are there any is there anything in the chat? Any hands up for questions?
None.
None. Thank you so
There's
much.
none, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we're moving on to, so basically the exercise we're going to do here, or the analysis we're going to do, is based on
Can you hear me?
what we've just.
Hi, Olive.
Hi Franca.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, one John came in as John Okoro, so you can differentiate them. One is John Okoro, and the other one is John.
Okay.
So you can differentiate them.
Okay. Yeah. Joan Okoro. So Joan Okoro is the one is textilers, right?
Yes. Yes.
Joan, am I correct? Okay, Joan Okoro.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes. So basically, in this scenario, we're wrapping up what we've learned, about the different areas of computer vision. Okay. We're wrapping up what we've learned. So the exercise we want to work on here is to imagine that we're designing an AI-powered document processing system. Okay. So the document processing system that has the various features that we have gone through, and it's for a global logistics company. So our task is to identify which vision workload, like we had done OCR, we've done classification, we've done object detection, etc. Which one would be needed by these various the list, which one will be needed. So we have to then think about which Azure services would best support this solution. Okay, remember we looked at 3 Azure services. Okay, and then we can discuss how we would address any ethical concerns of privacy or data consent. Okay, how would we address that? And just to put together all these concepts that we've learned and try and practicalize them. Okay, so I have a list. Just hold on for me, please. Okay, let me go through the scenario again. You are designing an AI-powered document processing system for a global logistics firm. Identify which vision workloads, whether it's optical character recognition, classification, etc., are required. And then also, at the same time, determine which AI services will be best to support this solution. So your vision workload, which AI service would support it. And then we'll discuss how we would address ethics, privacy, and data consent. Okay, so let's look at our logistics need. I hope you can see my screen and hear me well.
Yes, we can.
Thank you very much. So our first one is reading shipping forms. So a shipping form, reading it. What vision workload would that be? Let's see whether I can. What vision workload would that be? Reading shipping forms.
I think it's OCR, character recognition.
OCR. Okay, not bad. OCR. Trying to get my whatever to be able to. Okay. Okay, so OCR. That's the same. Hold on. Do I add one column to the right? Okay, so come down here. OCR. Thank you for that. Who gave that answer? Who gave that answer?
Emmanuel, hi, Emmanuel.
Hello?
Yeah, it's
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Emmanuel. Okay, extract invoice details. Extract invoice details. Extract invoice details, anybody?
Would that be Azure Vision Services?
Okay, we haven't gotten to the services yet. What we're on is the type of vision workload, before we got to the services. So Azure Vision Services, provides all these ways of viewing the data or analyzing the data. Okay, but what kind of analysis is it? So remember that we did our vision workloads, we did object detection, we did classification. Remember that from the beginning? So Did anybody take notes? Cut your notes. We're all analyzing this together. Anybody? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Identify document type. Okay, we still have time, so let's go back. Let's go back and revise. Okay, because I need all of us to participate. So let's go back and revise, and then we'll start that again. Okay, so we start from here. Image classification. Image classification. The goal of this is to categorize an image based on its main subject. Okay, so it will assign a label to that, to the entire image, just one image. Okay, and our example is identifying a photo. That's a photo contains a dog, a cat, a cooker, a person, whatever the case may be. That's called image classification. Okay, so it's either a cat or a dog. Yeah. Image classification. Categorize an image based on its main subject. Then we have object detection. The goal of this is to identify and locate multiple objects within a single image by using rectangles to frame those objects. Okay, it frames them in the location where they are and gives them the label as well. So with object detection, it can detect every single object in that image. It can detect them, find where they locate them, okay, and identify them. So that means it can count the number of objects. Like in this picture, there are 2 cars. Okay, there's 1 tree. It can track those objects, obviously, because it knows the location. And yeah, we have spatial analysis. So this is the type of this is the type of vision method that a self-driving car would use. Okay, it has to locate where the objects are, any object it sees on its way. Yeah, identify what the object is, etc. So what was our first one? Image classification. Then we have object detection. Then we have facial detection and analysis. So that has to do with photographs. Okay, that has to do with photographs. Then we have optical character recognition. Okay, so this detects and reads text within images. And as I explained earlier, if you have what's it called? You have something written on a form, on a paper, whether it's handwritten or typed, with optical character recognition, it can read it. It would convert it to machine readable data, extract it first, and convert it to machine readable data. So for digitizing old books, processing receipts and invoices, reading street signs for navigation. Okay, So our self-driving car would also use this as well, okay, for reading street signs, optical character recognition. So that's text extraction. So there are three, okay. Then we have our Azure Vision services. So these are now the services, okay. Image and video analysis for classification and detection. So does that mean? The first one, classification, and the second one, object detection. Azure AI Vision takes care of that. Actually, two, okay. Then extracting text and structured data from documents in particular. Yeah, text and structured data from documents, because those documents can have forms, etc., etc. Document intelligence. So those are the the two services: Azure AI Vision and Document Intelligence. Azure AI Vision for image and video, what's it called, for classification and detection. Document Intelligence for extracting text and structured data from documents. Okay, from documents. Okay, is that clear? Have we gone over it nicely? Have you noted everything? Image classification, object detection, facial detection and analysis, and then our two services. So are we ready to go over it again?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we ready? Okay,
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you. So let's come back here. Read, was that where we were? Yeah, read shipping forms. Emmanuel said OCR. Do we agree with him?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Who's answering?
Ugoma.
Sorry? Ugoma.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Ugoma. Okay, so extract invoice details.
OCR, ma'am.
OCR. Okay, thank you. Identify document type.
Objects.
Say it again. Identify document type. The type of document. It sounds a bit tricky, but try. Identify document type. So we're
Audio,
identifying a type. Say it again.
Audio, OCR.
OCR. Does anybody agree with OCR? Am I allowed to put it down? OCR.
Yes.
Wouldn't go for object detection, would you?
There is no object.
Object
Document.
detection. Okay. So some people
Audio.
said OCR.
OCR.
Some people said, yeah. Some people said object detection.
No,
Any other?
what I said, we
Oh yeah, go
wouldn't
ahead.
go for object detection, would we?
Yeah, but that's an entry now. So I'll put
yeah, it is, but okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an entry. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? Identify document type. Okay, if there's no other one, let's move to the next one. Detect damaged packages.
Object classification.
Classification. Okay. Thank you. Detect. Okay.
Image.
Any other takers?
That's image classification.
Yeah, image classification. Yeah. There's only one that goes by classification. So image class. classification. Detect damaged packages. Okay. Anybody else? Or should we move to the next one? Should I remove my comma? Or does somebody want to put something else? Okay. No response. Let's move to the next one. Read text from document.
OCR.
To go with OCR.
OCR. Sorry, what's happening to my table? Okay. Select that. Insert one will be low. Wait. Insert one will be... Hello, are we here?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're not.
I thought I was off. Yeah, I'm trying to add one or two. Hold on. One or two rows here. Okay, so read text from document. You said OCR. My rows have disappeared. Hold on. I think I added two extra. So what of classify invoice data?
Invoice. OCR.
OCR. OCR. Classify invoice data. Okay. Let's see. I added my rows. Okay. So this one is OCR, you said. And this one is what do we say about read text from documents? OCR as well, right? OCR. Wow, many OCRs. Okay. Let us look at our answers. Reading shipping forms. OCR. Extract invoice details. Information extraction. Okay. Information extraction when we're extracting our details. So the information extraction, we covered it, and although there were three, but under the vision service.
Are you sharing your screen? Because we can't see your screen.
Oh, at all?
No.
I think you should
Yeah,
leave
it's
and
visible, yeah.
it happens to me too. It's,
What we see,
our screen is
what we
visible.
see are initials, isn't it?
Initials? No. I'm on a Word document.
Oh,
Can
okay.
people see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
sorry.
please.
All right.
Okay. John, you want to go out and come back in? I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you. So, document intelligence extracts. So OCR extracts. Detecting and reading, extraction, and converting. Okay. That's okay. So document intelligence for the documents. Okay. John, let me know when you're back in.
Come in, thank you.
Okay. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So we were looking at the extract invoice details. I'd go for OCR as well, okay, because it extracts information. Yeah, so I'll go for OCR because we didn't actually put it as information extraction. Okay, so I think we got the first two. Identify document type. We said OCR, somebody said object detection. Okay, that's classification. Okay, why is it classification? Remember that with classification, it identifies, yeah, what that image is. Is it a dog? Is it a cat? Is it a form? Okay, is it an invoice? Is it a human being? Okay, so that's classification. So with classification, it can identify even what type of document it is. Okay, so for identified document type, it's none of these two, because OCR is for reading, extracting and reading. Detection is for when you have many objects. So this one is classification. Okay, well done, guys. Detect damaged packages. I like this one. This is very interesting. A trick, whatever. Detect damaged packages. Did we already see the answer? Object detection. So why is the object detection? Yes, go ahead. We said what answer did we give for damage pack? We said classification. Remember, classification is just to identify what image is this, what is this we're looking for, what's this object. Okay. Detecting whatever damaged packages. So you have a number of packages, right? Even if the packages are the same, there are 10 packages. The system can see that there are 10 packages, right? But even on the packages, there's some kind of damage. It will also be what do you call it? It will also be detected, that damage there, because it's if you understand. So you have a package that is not damaged, and you have a package that is damaged. So on that package that is damaged, it's like there's more than one object. If you understand what I'm trying to say, there's the main half of the package, two variables, we can put it that way. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so there's a part of the package that is not damaged. Okay, yeah, that's a package, but then there's that damaged part. It also identifies it. Okay, so that's detecting damaged packages. Okay, so for that we have object detection, or we can even say that that damaged package to the system looks like a different object. You understand? So we have a package, all the packages are similar, but then some are slightly different because of the damage, right? So it's like a different object, so it will be detected as well. So, when there are loads and loads of packages, one can use object detection to pick out the objects that are damaged. So, object detection. Object detection. And you said for the final to read text from document, OCR. But the last one says classify invoice data. The data. Classify the data.
That's image
So look
classification.
for image classification.
Image classification. Why would you go for classification? Remember, classification
Invoice.
has to do with one image. What image is this? This is an invoice. What image is this? This is a form. But now we have our invoice, but then we have the data on the invoice. And classified invoice data means that there are there are different kinds of data on the invoice. Yeah. And you want it to classify that data. I'll still go for OCR. Because in order to classify the invoice data, that's the data that is on the invoice, so what's written on the invoice. In order to classify it, the system has to read that data first, extract it and read it. Okay, so I'll still go for OCR. Well done, guys. Clap for yourselves. So that's our vision workload. Okay. Now, which of the vision services do each of these belong to? Which of the vision services? So the first one, read shipping forms, OCR. What does that belong to? Remember,
Documents. Of course.
Document
document what?
intelligence.
Document
Intelligence.
intelligence. Thank you. Document intelligence. Okay. What of extract invoice details? OCR.
Document intelligence.
Document intelligence. Sorry, I don't have my third column. Okay, so this one, documenting that, just let me call it DI. This one, DI. Thank you. Classification.
Azure AI Vision.
Azure AI Vision. AI Vision. Okay. Object detection.
Azure AI.
Azure AI.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. Well done. Then these two extra ones that are OCR.
Document.
DI.
Document intelligence. Document intelligence. Okay, so let's see what we have in our table here. Okay, so well done. So our first one, Azure AI Vision, read shipping forms. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's documented. Although, let's see. Yes, a form. So it is document intelligence. Because remember, it has to do with forms and invoices. So that should be document intelligence. It got that wrong. Azure document intelligence. Okay. Then extract invoice details. Yeah. That one, all these ones. Oh, but this document type. This document type. Do you agree with Azure document intelligence? The document type is classification.
Yeah, and I think it's AI Vision because
Although, yeah, although this one is kind of interesting because yeah, it doesn't have to read, it just has to see. Do you understand? So it's Azure AI Vision. It doesn't have to read what is on it, but it can see that it's text. It doesn't have to read and extract. So Azure AI Vision for that. Okay. And then this one, object detection, Azure AI Vision. So it's 2-2. And then we know the other two are also document
Yeah.
intelligence.
Intelligent.
Yeah. Well done, guys. Well done. Clap for yourselves. Virtual clap. Well done. Thank you. Even though I'm only hearing a few, let me see. I saw many people in class, so, but I'm only hearing a few voices. But at least the voices I've heard, thank you for encouraging me. Okay. So I know that you were here with me in class. So we've analyzed that for the company. Okay. Okay. For this, you use, we have this service for you, Azure Document Intelligence. For this, we have Azure AI Vision. Yeah. So based on what those needs are, the logistic needs, we have the services. Then we'll go to responsible AI. Responsible AI. Okay. Now, let's just concentrate on these four. The other ones are, what do we have for the other ones? Text from document. Yeah, well, all six of them. Responsible AI, data privacy. So what can you say? What do we need to pay attention to or advise the company to do? Yeah, with regards to all these logistic needs. What do you think comes into play here? What comes into play? Is there anyone that knows about data privacy, data protection? Yeah, in Nigeria we have Nigerian Data Protection Act, and we also have
NDPR.
Nigerian there's NDPR as well, and there's NDPA, the act, and then we have the regulation, NDPR. Okay, anybody knows about it? So if you do, can you give some advice for the company here? Anybody? Okay. So with all these so we have here invoices. Okay. We have here invoices, especially the invoice. An invoice, depending on what the business is doing. So this is logistics. Okay. So the company I have people's names and addresses, right, to ship these packages out to them. Names and addresses. Names of individuals and their addresses are known as personal identifiable information, PII. Okay, personal information. This information you can use to identify someone. Okay, now with this kind of information, that information has to be kept secure. You understand? It has to be kept secure. Only the people that are authorized to deal with that information should be the ones dealing with it, even within the company. Okay, even within the company, maybe the person that is in the creative team, okay, person that's in the creative team has no business seeing people's names and addresses. Okay, if it goes outside authorized access, that's known as a data breach, whether it's within the company or outside the company. Okay, so in advising the company, we need to let the company ensure that advise them to ensure that individuals' data is protected. Okay, it's protected, it's secure, and they have everything in place to ensure that the data is secure. Okay, now also, individuals have given their data or their information for the sole purpose of receiving packages. Nothing else, so for the sole purpose of receiving packages. The company has to have a data privacy notice letting each individual know that their information will be used for the sole purpose of which they collected it for and nothing else. So the individual didn't say, sell my data to other companies. The individual didn't say, use my data for something, some other things you have within the company. No, it is for sending it to me. So the company has to have that in writing as a data privacy that we're using your information just for this. Another data privacy laws, I'm not going to go into more details, that we're dealing with your data fairly, we're dealing with it transparently, etc., etc. Okay, etc., etc. So in this particular instance, people have ordered for data, so there isn't really, I don't think we'll consider bias here. A bias comes in cases where like a bank is giving loans, okay, giving out loans, and there's something that they call it now, like profiling. They decide, because you don't work in this kind of company, because you don't live in a particular area, you live in this area. So this is like now even the computer system doing it, right? It will now decline you the loan because of that bias thing, right? And if that's the case, then the person in question can request for a human to review that application for the loan. Okay, so I hope that's clear. Let's look at, like I asked, ethical concerns. Okay, so let's read through what and then data consent. Okay, that's the other one I missed out. Data consent. So when a business has people's data, right, they have to have consent from each of these individuals, okay, to process their data. This is what it's called. So anything they're doing with the data is called processing. So whether it's they're sending packages out, whether they're what other thing can they do, doing an analysis for them, anything they are doing is called processing. So they need the individual's explicit consent to process their data. Okay, and it can be a written down consent or in the form or something, but it has to be documented, the consent, to cover themselves as well, where they need to prove that they have consent for people's data. Okay, so the document may contain names, which we spoken about, addresses, financial details, okay, passport numbers, customer signatures, okay. All these identify the customer, isn't it? All these the customer's bank details, bank account details, passport number, signature, address, they all identify an individual. So what are the risks? Unauthorized access, which I've spoken about, data leaks, which is your breach, identity theft. Okay, so that's a high risk, especially when it's an external breach. Identity theft definitely could be there. And for breaches, the fines are very, very high. For businesses, they can be really high. So how to address it? Encrypt stored data. Yeah, if they have the facility, this helps. If the data is encrypted, if there's a breach, the thieves will not get hold of the actual data. User role-based access control. So I mentioned that there are different departments. The person in the creative department has no business with people's names and addresses. So even if for there's like a central place where that data is gotten from, or there are a central place where each each employee from each department can go into that place, right? They're given access controls. They're given control. So it's only the access that, let's say, the salesperson is given or the creative person is given. That's the only place the creative person can access. So the IT department will do that in such a way that if you don't need to see the individual's names, you will not have access, right, to those details. Okay, limit who can view the documents. Only those that need to view the documents should be viewing them. Okay, use secure Azure storage. So Microsoft, I always say, is big on security. Anyway, it's big on security. So if the company does not have the Microsoft suite, or doesn't have sufficient storage, then it can be recommended for them secure Azure storage. Delete unnecessary files after processing. If you don't have any need for the files anymore, delete them. Okay, so then this is the consent. So the company must ensure customers know their documents are being processed by AI. The company must know what data is collected. So we have this your data. We've collected this data. For instance, if the company is just shipping out packages to the customers, the company doesn't need their ages, right? So the company should not be asking for age on the form. So one sees that a lot, especially in Nigeria. They'll just ask for everything, the village you come from, everything. You understand? What are you using that information for? So if you ask for this information, you have to let the customers know why you are using that information, and also how long you will store that information. Because if you finish with that information, or you finish processing it, there's no other need for that information, then you have to delete it. Or if you're still going to use it for any reason, you will let the customer know how long their data will be stored from. So all these are in documentation. They're in documentation. So for consent, you need a consent form. Okay. For your privacy policy, I've mentioned. So you have a privacy policy. If the company has a website, then that privacy policy will be on the website. Allow users to request deletion of their data. So that's another. So all these is part of the data protection. So you'd have to know about that if you are in an area where you are, advising the companies. Okay, so according to the law, the company has to allow users to request for deletion. And when a user requests that, please delete my data, under no circumstance can you be telling the user, no, I cannot delete your data. Then follow regulations like GDPR. So GDPR is for Europe. EU General Data Protection Regulation. Our own is Nigerian Data Protection Regulation, NDPR. Very similar. Okay, so these are AI. They have to follow these principles. Principles of fairness, reliability, and safety. So all these are part of the data protection regulation. Reliability, you have to be reliable. The data has to be safe. Privacy and security, which we just went over. Transparency just means say what you're using the data for. And that's what you should be using the data for. And accountability. Okay? So the company should ensure the AI system processes all customers' documents fairly and securely while being transparent about how customer data is used. Okay? So that covers the responsible AI part of it. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Yeah, so we looked at the different ways computer vision is used. Yeah, we classified, then but any questions, people? Well done for taking part in the scenario analysis. I hope it was useful. But just obviously this video is recorded, so go through it. Try the exercise again. Okay, without looking, ensure you know what each workload or vision workload does. Okay, the fact that there's a word there, like that one was a tricky one, the one that said type of invoice or type of document, yeah, or invoice type or something like that. Document type, sorry. So document type, that's classification. Okay, so even though it might be an invoice and it has data on it, it's not OCR, it's classification. And remember the difference between classification and object detection. Can somebody tell me the difference between classification and object detection? Which I like to ask questions since nobody's asking questions. But I take it that since you didn't ask, if everything is straightforward. Hopefully, yes. Thank you. I can hear someone unmuting.
For object detection, it has the ability to identify and locate objects. While for image classification, it categorizes the items itself.
Very good. Thank you very much. Who answered that question, please?
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel again. Oh, wow. Oh, Emmanuel. Well done. Yes. Thank you, Emmanuel. So that's the difference between the two. Classification, AI is given an object and it can tell what object it is. Okay, that's classification. Detection, object detection means any object, even if there are 1,000 objects in that picture. Yeah, if you ask AI, please list the objects in this picture, it will list the objects, and maybe it will tell you there are 5 cars, there's 1 tree, there's 1 human being, there's whatever. Object detection, so it locates those objects and recognizes or identifies what they are. Thank you. So what are the 2 main services that Azure AI has for these vision workloads? What are the 2 services?
AI vision and document intelligence.
And document intelligence. Thank you. Is that Emmanuel again?
Yes, please.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. So Emmanuel, you shouldn't have answered again. I didn't realize it was you. So I hope that everyone kept quiet, but they knew the answer to those 2 questions. Okay, I have more questions if you don't have any for me. What's the name of the data privacy law that we have in Nigeria? Please, the person that's mentioned it and knows about it, don't answer. Let somebody else answer. What's the name of
ND
that?
NDPR.
The NDPR. Thank you. Who's that?
Ugoma.
Ugoma. Thank you. I know Ugoma. I've heard your voice before. NDPR. Okay. So another person. What does NDPR stand for? What does NDPR stand for?
Oh, Nigeria Data Protection Regulatory. Yeah.
Regulation. Thank you. Who was that?
Muhyiddin.
Who?
Muhyiddin.
Oh, Muidin. Thank you, Muidin. Thank you. Okay. More questions because we still have like 17 minutes, but I'll let you go shortly anyway. Stop me if you have any question. Stop me, but if not, I will continue asking my questions. Mm, what's my name? What's my name?
Olive.
Iluyomade.
Who? Okay, thank you. Somebody said Olive, then somebody said, okay, thank you. Okay. What's the name of this platform that you're on doing your
Software.
learning? Sorry?
Tyler.
Textilers. Thank you very much. It might seem like an obvious question, but somebody might just say, "Ah, no, they sent me link. Oh, I just joined, but I don't know what the name of the organization is." Okay. Um. mm. What is one of the requirements by the NDPR with regards to handling people's data?
See
Actually,
what?
I want three, but so three people can answer. So first person, please introduce yourself and then tell me who you are and then give me the requirement.
Okay, my name is Muhyiddin, and the first thing is confidentiality. Whenever you are handling or processing PII, personal uh, information.
Mm, confidentiality. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Yeah. No, so I only wanted one from you, Muidin. Well done. When you even mentioned PII, I said, okay, Muidin knows about this stuff. Okay, somebody else. Thank you, Muidin. What else? We've gone through some today. So confidentiality. Okay. Privacy. What else? Somebody whose voice I haven't heard today. Make me happy this afternoon. Or join the list of the people that have made me happy. Okay, I'll say something. When we looked at this, when you have a scenario like this and it's asking for um particular solutions, always make sure you refer to that scenario or that business problem. You understand? You go back to it to ensure that you have answered every single aspect. So what made me remember that? When we went on from the classification of the different logistics needs, I said, okay, let's go on to the ethics, etc., etc. I didn't come back to look at this. So I forgot about consent until we went to look, to read through ChatGPT. So always, make sure you comb through everything and ensure that you have covered, everything. It says discuss how you would address ethics, privacy, and data consent. Okay. All that is an important part of the data privacy, etc., etc. But just make sure you've covered everything. You're free to add more, but just make sure that what has been asked for you have covered and you have provided. Okay. I was asking for 2 more. Nobody knows anymore. I was expecting somebody to say consent. Data is right here on the screen in front of us. So data consent for holding people's information. That's important. Okay. And we saw there that you can provide a form, a consent form, even if it's online. Okay. And that consent form has to be explicit. Do you understand? So, it has to be, I give my consent for you to hold my data, and then they can tick it. Okay. Has to be explicit. So ladies and gentlemen, let me leave you to go and enjoy your Saturday afternoon. Okay. Thank you very much for attending today. I hope you have learned something about computer vision, the way AI sees images. Okay. And enjoy your weekend. And we'll see you next week, Saturday, for another area of our AI Azure fundamentals or Azure AI fundamentals. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. If there are no questions, please look out for Joan, are you here? Is the attendance form going to be here or on the WhatsApp chat? Joan Oko.
It's in the chat, man.
Oh, so you've already put it in the chat. Thank you very much. Okay. So I want to remind everybody it is more than necessary, 200% necessary for you to fill your attendance forms. Yeah, there's no reason why you should be in class and your name will not be on that attendance form. So please fill it. Even while I'm talking, take it and fill it. There's a particular percentage of attendance that is needed. What's it called, for you to get your certificate. So please fill it. Don't say, I'll come for every class. So, don't say that because we don't know tomorrow. Yeah. What could prevent you from attending the other class? So every time you have the opportunity to fill out the form, the attendance form, please fill it. Okay. Remember, we're all on the platform. Ask your questions. If you need any help, reach out there. Joan Okoro is one of our platforms for Joan. All the help, all the updates that she puts on the platform. I'm sure you will see her updates with J, some letters, then N. So that's Joan Okoro helping us out. So please put your questions there and you will definitely be supported or sorted out by capable hands. Okay, I'm trying to... Okay, let me stop my sharing. Did anybody clap for Joan? Or you just ignored me? Thank you very much, Joan. Thank you for all the help and support. Thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you and well done. So, everyone, have yourselves a beautiful, beautiful weekend and take care. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.